All right, guys, it is time for our Saturday review. We had a big week in Ultimate Team with the BCA offense coming out to join the defenders, but we also had Football Outsiders. And today, there's new legends available in Ultimate Team. A couple guys we haven't really seen. Willie Brown and Ozzie Newsome. I like Ozzie Newsome, and I find only one guy who's similar to what he does right there. But let's jump through, before we get to Aaron Rodgers and breaking him down, the Football Outsiders real quick, because I think there's some good value here. You might even have to go all the way back to flashbacks and find out about Brandon Marshall, who's got very good spec, very good catch in traffic, along with his 6'4" frame. He isn't the fastest, but this version of Brandon Marshall should be able to run block for you. He's got 78 strength and 69 run block. That's actually pretty high at this point in the season. His route running is 86. You know, he's got to come down in price, because otherwise you could just grab the Kelvin Benjamin, who's got similar spec and catch in traffic. But I do think that Brandon Marshall, if he comes down in price, could be pretty good. Now, this DeMarcus Ware is based off of one that we really liked a couple seasons ago. As we dive into D. Ware, what kind of player is D. Ware is the question, because there's a lot of different versions of DeMarcus Ware. There's sometimes defensive lineman. He's kind of like a Julius Peppers. Sometimes he plays outside backer, like in Dallas. Sometimes they drop him down to end, depending on the season. Now, this one has 87 strength with 87 block shed. That's tremendous for the outside linebacker position. 86 acceleration. 93 power move and 86 finesse. Super balanced, similar to the Willie Young we talked about. His strength's going to be similar to Pernell McPhee. He's got 90 hit power. 77 zone's okay, but, I mean, he's got good tackle, good play rec, good pursuit. This one's going to play really well as a pass rusher and a run-stuffing edge setter. Now, you know, you can't pony up that much, because I think Melvin Ingram gets you a lot of the same value, but I really like what this DeMarcus Ware does, and by the time he gets down to about 70K or so, he'll compete with the Ingram, Willie Young if you need a value guy, Von Miller potentially as one of the better options. Now, Austin here is a pretty good pass blocker. He's 6'7". I'm not going to use him, but if you needed a cheap right tackle, there's not a tremendous amount of right tackles right there. Lorenzo Alexander's an outside backer, and you know, when you're building your team for pass rushing, you want to focus on either power move or finesse move. And actually, we always thought if one was higher, it was better. Like if one was 100 and one was 20, you'd want that guy over a guy who had like 80 and 80. But it seems like balancing helps it out, and then a little mix of traits. So for pass rush, I really want to see the pass rush, the power move and finesse move, as strength and block shed I consider more for the ground game. But Lorenzo Alexander at left outside linebacker, he's got 85 strength with 87 block shed. That's very similar to the DeMarcus Ware we just saw. Now, he's not the pass rusher, doesn't have the speed, doesn't have the excel. He's got 91 power move, which was similar to Ware, who I think he had 93, but he doesn't have the finesse balance. But overall, this is a sleeper item, Lorenzo Alexander. As you know, if you can't afford the Willie Young for 2,000 coins, he can hang in any lineup as a power move edge rusher. Jordan Howard picks up a Football Outsiders item. He's a trucking style back, 91 truck with 87 speed and 88 agility. The reason I click in here is I want to see his strength. It's only 73. But for the most part, you don't usually see agility higher than speed with a trucking back, so maybe there is something to that if you need a super budget option. Now, Eric Kendricks gets his first elite of the season. He had an item last year that was amazing. You notice he doesn't have the same strength here, but he does have good hit power, good block shed, and good acceleration. Now, he's not a pass rusher, as his highest move is 82 finesse. And I think this is a pass on this item. I was really hoping it was going to be one of the better options out there because of his team MVP last year that was an 83. That was a run stuffing monster. But you can't pass on this speed and this excel. But he's not going to play the run as well as he played last year. And I don't think there's any value here, especially for 40,000 coins. I would pass on the Kendricks for now, but I'd keep an eye out on his items later in the season. And then the last guy is Zach Martin, who's super balanced, 88 strength with 92 pass block, 90 run block. Now, I'd love to see a little more strength at the inside guard position, but Martin's more of an athletic guy with 83 impact block. If you run a lot of pull runs, this is the guy. And if you're building a balanced offensive line, like if you can afford to build a balanced offensive line because you're not playing salary cap or you're not coin dependent, you don't have to sacrifice one, either run block or pass block. You can get this Zach Martin. Whew. All right, remember guys, we're about to get the legends here in just a second, but we do have BCA offense, and we've got a living legend, Aaron Rodgers, right there. But silver, we'll pass on those. If you guys have any specific questions, let me know. You see Nate Solder, I would definitely not utilize him at left tackle. I think you can get much better value. You get better pass blocking from Cordy Glenn. I like that he's balanced, and I think if Solder gets a couple items, but I believe he's injured, so I don't think he's going to get items going out. He might have a sleeper catch rating. He might have, he's 6'8", but I can't really recommend you use him there. Golden Tate, just a balanced option across the board. 87 speed for the coins. This could be just a solid value if you don't want to use one of the 85 team heroes. He's kind of just mixed in the heat, so if Golden Tate's a guy you like, you can go for it. Lamar Miller last year was a super sleeper back. This dude gets 90 speed, 93 agility with 91 elusive, and I think we have another sleeper version of a Lamar Miller style back right here. I'd compare him to the Shady McCoy. McCoy's going to be a little bit better route runner, but overall you get that same feel of agility and elusiveness that Miller brings to the table with 90 speed. So if you can't afford either of the McCoys, I would not sleep. I would go after Lamar Miller. Breeze gets another item here, 87 quarterback, 88 throw power. Now he's only got 86 deep, and I'm going to say you pass on this Drew Brees. I want to see him get his throw power up. I want to see him, he's going to make every throw, and that's what's great about Drew Brees. But this isn't the Brees you need. There's some really good quarterbacks out there that are more balanced with bigger arms. I would recommend the Matt Stafford, the Big Ben. You spend a little more and you get a little more throw power. L. Fitz comes in. Now there's a badge monster, Larry Fitzgerald, who I believe is better than this item. 83 speed on Fitz is so tough. Larry Fitzgerald, though, in Madden is so good, hangs on to almost every pass, gets a lot of good spec catch animations. 92 route running, I love it, but guys, 83 speed, I gotta pass. Unless you're gonna put him in the slot, but no, come on. Gotta pass. Greg Olsen gets a tight end, 88 route running with 84 speed. He has 90 and 89 spec with 90 catch in traffic. Now, he's not super strong or super great run blocker. He's in the medium. He can do fine. He's better than Dallas Clark, but he's not Vernon Davis. He's not all beef. So that's something that's up to you. This is a great option, but his price, he's balanced. He's not premiering anything. 60K is not overly priced, but at tight end, you can afford to buy 3 tight ends who do the similar things that all Greg Olsen does, or you can just buy Greg Olsen and use one. I think at about 35K, this Greg Olsen is a good value, and that's where I would stand on him. But they've always played pretty well for me. And now last one is this Aaron Rodgers. Now he does not have the conductor. This is not the conductor Aaron Rodgers. This is the BCA. And he's up to 93 throw power with 89 deep. Okay, this is potentially the guy. I wish he had conductor. I've been using Aaron Rodgers for a while now, and I've always thought, man, I can't wait. They need to keep scaling this guy up, because right now he has conductor, he's balanced, but they need to keep ratcheting this guy up. He's up to 79 speed, which is just enough. 93 throw power, 89 deep is pretty perfect. He's right up in here with McNair, Elway, Roethlisberger. But the problem is going to be price, as always with Aaron Rodgers. Super popular plays. Oh, he does have conductor. Oh, I see it right there. Okay, so he does have conductor. Thank you very much, chat and comments. Appreciate that. Note that. Okay, that's big. That's big. So, yeah, if we compare him to the 89, 2 speed, 2 throw power, 3 deep, 2, wow, okay. Yeah. If this guy was at 90, he would be the best quarterback. He'd be just the guy. He's at 89 deep, that's fine. Big fan of Aaron Rodgers. Big fan. Possibly, I would say he's worth 100 and 15K potentially, because he's worth as much as the Stafford, who's like 75. But then you got to pay for conductor. I'd pay 150K for this Aaron Rodgers, and I would never look back, because this guy can be your quarterback till Christmas, I believe, right here. That is the BCA guy that you need in your life. Now, legends, remember we talked about him. You got Ozzie Newsome right now. He is the first tight end legend, and then you have Willie Brown, a cornerback from the CB cornerback from the Raiders. 86 speed on Ozzie Newsome is nice. You compare him to the Greg Olsen, you see he's just as balanced, and then he's a little stronger with a little better run block. This is pretty peak. Besides, Gronk and guys that are truly run blockers, like that's perfect for run block. That's what you need. We have Shockey, we have some guys, but I did a little research on Muthead, and I found if I sorted by this speed and strength combo of 85 speed or higher and 83 strength and stronger, only award winners Vernon Davis comes up. But the award winners Vernon Davis only has 76 route running. So if you run corner routes to your tight end, and you play Madden, so I bet you do, you're going to get a 11-point route running boost. You're going to get 9 catch and traffic boost, 3 spec catch. You only lose an inch of height. So, if you want to throw downfield, you can maybe go Jimmy Graham. 6'7". This guy's an upgrade to the Charles Clay. This guy, if you've been using, shorter tight ends and are okay with that, and you don't need to go to Gronk for the height, you can get this Newsome, and he's going to be perfect in your lineup. Dallas Clark's still probably a better all-out pass catcher, but can't block. Newsome does it all, except the height. The next guy is Willie Brown. He has 91 speed with 93 acceleration, 88 agility, which could potentially hurt his man coverage, but he's a man cover corner first with zone coverage as his second, only 83 press, which I'm okay with, 91 play rec. I love the play rec on this guy. And the question now becomes, you have some really good CB options out there, and I think it's going to be a price game, right? Mel Blount's always going to cost a lot. He's 6'3", and he has a little more hit power. I got to find Willie Brown's hit power. It's not listed, but once we find that out, we'll know. For the most part, I would say, you need that 90 speed. 90 speed is my minimum CB threshold to play on the outside one-on-one, and 6 feet would be my height out there. So this Willie Brown checks all the boxes. I'd have to see if that agility potentially hurts his man coverage. I don't think it will. I love that you're not paying extra for press, because I don't really use it. I love that the play rec's above 90. So this guy checks all of the boxes I would go for. I'd love to see his spec catch, and I would love to see his hit power to see if you get any hidden bonuses in there. But will he replace Champ Bailey for me? I'll keep it on monitor. Remember that Richard Sherman BCA is out there too. He's 6'3", but he only has 87 speed or so, and so he has to basically play the slot, and that is where we stand with the reviews today, guys. It's Saturday, so make sure to give that channel a follow. We're going to update our lineup here, get into some gameplay. Appreciate you guys giving us a thumbs up on the vid. And hopefully these reviews help you. If you want to see them coming, just let me know in the comments if they're helpful or what else you'd like to see. 68 hit power, 66 block shed. So he's not, a beast.